Did you say you have one lens only? You're in the right place. In just one word, cinematic. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thomas Love here from beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia, and today we're gonna discuss the improvements that we got with the software update 4.0 on our Leica Q2. But apart from the specifics that we got a vademecum with all the improvements that have been implemented in the update 4.0, I was out for a couple of days to test those improvements, and this is what we are discussing today. I want to show you what we are talking about. So very quickly, we had a couple of main updates for what regards the camera section of the camera, which are the highlight weighted metering function and the IDR compensation for the shadows. We'll see later on in detail and with a few examples what we're talking about. But the most important and the most satisfactory improvement that we got comes from the video section of the camera. Now, this camera has become very popular as an EDC choice for many photographers and video makers. It has some limitations, of course, because it doesn't have an HDMI port, it doesn't have a jack port, so the audio of the video you're recording needs to be recorded separately and then synced together. But the most important improvement that we got with the update 4.0 is that now this camera, which was already able to shoot 4K, can also record videos in C4K and 25 FPS. I am now recording and talking directly into the Leica at C4K 25 FPS. 25 FPS has become the standard for Europe. So for all the PAL countries, they are now recording in 25 FPS due to the refresh rate of videos, monitors, while here we are still either using 24 FPS or 60. And YouTube suggests that we use 24 or 25 FPS for recording, but they can manage up to 60. So every time I'm switching into cameras, so from the DJI to the Leica, every time we use more than 60 FPS is to have the slow-mo, so slow motion implemented to add some dramatic effects on our videos. But anyway, 24 FPS or 25 FPS, it's still a super valid choice because the audio is in sync with your video and it's easier also for editing. Another good improvement that we had with this update is that now the camera, our Leica Q2, is able to shoot C4K, but finally 10-bit 422. We don't need to go too much technical into this stuff, just be aware that 10-bit is better than 8-bit and 422 has more depth of color and shadows compared to the 420 that we had previously. So previously we were able to record 4K, 420, 8-bit as an MP4, while now we are recording a MOV file, MOV.MOV file, 422 C4K 10-bit. To better explain it, to compare to camera standards, it's the same difference as saying you're shooting JPEG or you're shooting RAW. So we're finally shooting RAW for videos. We're still missing the log, so that would be for the color coding afterwards. Being able to record in log would make our life very easier for the future color coding, but still it's a very valid option that we have now with the 10-bit C4K 422.mov files. Well done, Leica. We're now moving to the real world testing that I made personally yesterday on the camera section. So the very first one was the highlight weighted exposure metering mode. What does it mean? If you're using a multi-field metering mode, then most of the times you will see the highlights, meaning the sky and the clouds, burnt because that's too much light. So if you have to compensate where the action is happening, that means down at the ground level, then the sky will be a bit burnt. So now with this metering mode, we will be able to see all the details in the sky, also in the clouds, so the clouds will not be burned, but as an end result, well, there are darker areas, so the recording will be darker. Here I made several different comparisons and I shot with the spot metering mode, the center weighted, which I barely use, the new one, which is the highlight weighted, and finally the multi-field, which we are all accustomed to. Multi-field has been my favorite choice so far, unless I had backlight on my subject and then I was using the spot metering mode. And multi-field is still my favorite choice even after this important update. So I guess they added some functions, some functionalities, which I'm very happy we are able to use on our camera, because at least you can choose. But probably we will pick up this highlight weighted metering mode only for a limited number of situations. So it's not a life-changing stuff, but at least you know that if you need it, you can have this metering mode and save a lot of time in post-production. Another function that has been implemented on the camera section is called IDR function. So it's similar to the HDR, and basically it allows you to choose how much importance you want to give to the shadows. So if you are shooting raw, it doesn't really change anything for you, because you will be still able to move the shadow slider in your editing program, while if you are shooting only JPEG or RAW and JPEG, in the JPEG you will be able to choose whether you want this IDR function off or mildly, mid or highly implemented, or automatically implemented. And here I'm showing you a few examples that I shot yesterday. I was having a nice walk at Granville Island here in Vancouver, so I took a few example shots, and I took good chance to do that because yesterday it was a cloudy day. So I was able to show you both the new highlight metering function and the IDR function, which normally helps a lot indoor. I was not indoor yesterday, but here you can see a few examples. Every one of the examples that I shot yesterday, it was with the IDR function completely off or low, medium, high level, and then automatic. And I honestly don't know what automatic picked up for each shot. We will check it later. So here we still have a few more examples, both the footage that I shot with the new C4K 10-bit 32 25 FPS, or the example shots that I've taken with the highlight metering mode or the IDR function implemented for you to enjoy. Please let me know what you think about these new functions that we had implemented in the brand new software update 4.0. A quick call to all the video makers out there, guys. Now the Leica Q2 is able to record C4K videos 10-bit 42, but it's still not your preferred option, I guess, right? The thing is that with the rumors about the Q3, I was not expecting any new software update for our Q2, but yet once again Leica surprised me and surprised all of us. In one word, cinematic. So if you got any value out of this video, please remember to like it, share it on your social media, hit the subscribe button so you will get a notification for all the new videos to come, and I guess I will see you later. Thank you. Bye.